Mr. Mayor, would it be possible for me to have 1 extra minute since I'm the only speaker this evening?
Is that the pleasure of the council? Okay, I'm seeing a bunch of, yes. Okay.
Thank you very much. Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, my name is James Lewis. I reside at 1101 Hamel Road, Greensboro. I'm here as a loyal, concerned citizen of Greensboro. My wife, Kimberly, and I have lived in Greensboro for the past 10 years. We understand that the city manager and his staff are moving rapidly towards getting the ink dry on the city's annual budget. Ordinarily, I work with facts. However, given the time constraints, I find myself at a disadvantage. This said, please note a few critical pressure points that only require logical thinking. Under the context of economic assessment, what I'm going to mention are just a few things that influence and impact Greensboro. Number one, we're operating in a fragile economy with high unemployment, and it probably isn't going to get much better in the near future. Recent example, departure of Amex call center. Number two, inflation is happening all around us. Specifically, fuel and food will continue to accelerate as the Fed continues to print money. Number three, planning for lower tax revenue will prove to be a critical success factor. Proper anticipation indicates that the city's allocation of their share of state-collected tax revenue will shrink. This is the $25 million the city depends on getting back from the state. The state will collect less tax revenue resulting from high unemployment. The state now has a Republican-controlled House and Senate. They are faced with a $3 billion plus deficit to budget, and probably will be more when they realize the actual revenue collected. Expense cuts will be paramount and central to balancing the budget. Again, this could very well put enormous pressure on the tax revenue allocations back to the cities of North Carolina. Four, and this is a big one, the state will not receive any more federal stimulus money, which was used to balance last year's budget. So that leads me to prudent planning is imperative. The city needs to anticipate the unknown, planning for the worst for a period of time. 1 full budget year, 2 would be better. May avoid deficiencies to meet general costs to operate the city. May I respectfully state that it would be prudent for a short-term business decision to tighten all expenses, cut expenses 10% or more, and create a serious contingency reserve. The new budget should reflect a realistic inflation factor. Inflation alone could very well absorb these cuts. If I'm wrong and the reserve is not needed, you could certainly use it to lower taxes. There's 2 cost-cutting initiatives I wanted to talk to the council about. One of them is the White Street landfill. I understand that the value of this bounces around from $7 million to $15 million per year. Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, reopen the landfill. Please stop debating this issue and make a decision. Be fiscally responsible. Number 2, the Coliseum. I understand this value bounces from $1.5 to $2 million per year. The Coliseum has lost money every year that we've lived in Greensboro. Clearly, we understand the objective. Create compelling entertainment, have a facility to conduct events, attract consumers from surrounding cities and states, fill up hotels, restaurants, and stores, increase commerce for Greensboro, increase tax revenue for Greensboro. Believe me, we get it. However, the Coliseum should not be losing money every year at the taxpayers' expense. Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, I respectfully requested the Council to instruct the City Manager to develop a corrective action plan with the Coliseum management that brings the Coliseum to break even in 6 months or less, and hold them accountable, please. Finally, what I'm proposing is a reserve strategy as a contingency plan against lower
Mr.
tax
Lewis,
revenue.
Your time has expired.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.